welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories, Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So, today was amazing this morning. We got our sofa today. We got a love seat today as well, and I got my dresser, got some clothes in already. So my husband got the office chair. I got my office chair back. So my cat, when she got on our sofa and the love seat, she was smelling it. So he fell in love with it instantly. And so I with pictures. As soon as I sat down on our new sofa, it felt like home instantly. So yes. But today, on this episode of Ghosting with Anya, we have a new story for you guys today. It is called The Organist in the Balcony. This is the ghost story. It's something to do with the organ player, kind of like playing an organ. It's a piano, but it's also an organ, like from a church or something like that. I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your support. I got 2 more subscribers. I just want to say thank you to the Nebraska Furniture Mart professional guys for subscribing to Ghosting with Anya. And you guys are the best. And I'm glad you like my show because this is what I do. And I love doing it. So my producer hooked me up with this, and he asked me if I wanted to do my show, like do the podcast with him, and I'm like, I would love to, yes. So we decided to create this whole podcast thing, all the like taking pictures, making a title, and everything else, including like the name of my channel, get all the subscribers and everything, get the stories. But this is what I've been doing for 1 year now. So it felt so good to do a podcast because I used to hate podcasts because I did not know what I would like on a podcast, like any genres or whatever. I would not know what I would talk about. Perhaps maybe about my life or do some ghost stories. So anyway, my husband is here right in front of the camera, right behind me. He's always usually behind me, or he's just going to sit on a chair now next to me on the left. On my right side, the cat's not going to be in it tonight because she likes the sofa now. So she's just going to sit there. I'm here in our studio the office. This is actually the office / my studio. So my studio is actually right here against the window. My husband's office part is right next to mine. So right here is his work problem here. And on this side right here is my studio. So we decided to have our office sharing problem together. So we decided not to do separately. I mean, I decided to have my studio in the same room as him, but only in the evening. So anyway, I hope you guys are still here watching the show. It is a little after 8, and we got a really good story for you guys. I hope you guys are participating on this episode, and I hope you guys leave me any good comments and more support. You can click like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, I hope you guys, that you all, share it. Just let me know what you think. And if you have any experience with your paranormal activity at your own house or any town, let me know. Anyway, let's get started on this episode. So get something to drink, relax, and please click like, share, and subscribe. So, and let's get started on the story. We're still on season 5, and hopefully we're going to be on season 6 pretty soon. We're on episode Ghosting with Anya, the organist in the balcony, episode 161 of season 5. When Simon accepted the job tuning and maintaining the pipe organ at St. Bartholomew's, he treated temperamental wood and parish staff who believed their instrument possessed both holiness and opinions. The church itself was magnificent in a stern way, all stone arches, polished pews, and a balcony so high above the nave that the world below seemed arranged for miniature ceremony. Simon liked working alone up there. Sound behaved differently in the loft. A single note could fill the whole sanctuary and then linger in hidden corners long after. The key was released. For the first few visits, everything was normal enough. He tuned pipes, replaced felts, and climbed in and out of the organ casing with the resigned, I think, patience of a man paid to repair beautiful machinery. Then he heard someone playing scales on the manuals while his own hands were inside the pipe chamber. Yeah, it's something to do with ghost stuff, whatever. I hope that makes any sense to you guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys go to church every Sunday, and I'm stay-at-home mom all the time. Usually, I have a cat, but I do things outside of my house, usually every day, Monday through Friday. I go out and run some errands. I go see movies every month, and I do a lot of weird stuff, but only outside of the house. But it depends. I go to library. I go grocery shopping. I just hang out with my friends normally. So in the evening, in the afternoon, I come home, get some lunch, or sometimes I go out to lunch with my friends. I would come home. Then in the evening at 8 p.m., I come up to my studio and do my podcast. So this is what we're doing. This is my normal routine. I hope you guys like it. If you love paranormal stuff, let me know in the comments down below. This channel is for you guys. If you love books, I have a book for you all. I have a friend who has a podcast. It is called Ask Fearless. So you can go on YouTube and type Ask Fearless on the YouTube search, and it'll appear to you as you click it. And you can see that my friend is doing a podcast. So like every Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m. until like around 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or whatever, depends, since I decided to work from home. But yes, if you love books, you can ask him. It's called Read with Fearless as well. He has another podcast. But anyway, let's continue on the story. And if you have any opinions, if you have any history of your paranormal stuff, let me know in the comments down below. And I would love to hear your stories. And you guys can, like, I don't know, send me videos on YouTube, something like that. You can. I would love to see it. Perhaps on my community. You can if you want to. But anyway, let's continue on the story. At first, he assumed another staff member had wandered into the loft. It would not have been the first time an enthusiastic music director interfered with maintenance by just checking one thing. Simon pulled himself out from behind the wind chest, wiping dust from his glasses, prepared to be irritated. But the bench was empty. The organ keys had only just fallen still, as if invisible fingers had lifted from them. A second before, he checked the balcony, the narrow stair, even the choir robe closet at the back. No one. Yet the sequence had been unmistakable, a measured, ascending scale. Then the same scale descending with exact fingering, not random key, depressions, or stuck action. He stood in the silence, listening to the wood settle around him, and told himself pressure shifts in old pneumatics could mimic intention better than people. Realized he did not quite believe that, even as he thought it. The second incident removed most of his doubt. Simon had left a page of turning notes on the organ bench while fetching tools from his van. When he returned, the paper was gone. He found it on the music stand with a choral, don't like that, a choral prelude written across the top in pencil, an elaborate introduction built around the hymn scheduled for the coming Sunday. The handwriting was not his, not contemporary, and written with the confident slant of someone accustomed to manuscript paper. He brought the paper downstairs to Sister Agnes, who managed church music for years and whose face tightened the moment she saw the script. She told him the loft once belonged to an organist named Matthias Greer, a gifted but exacting musician who served the parish for nearly 4 decades and died after collapsing at the console during Holy Week rehearsal. According to local according to local church lore, Matthias still corrected weak tempi and bad registration when particularly offended. He never liked being replaced, Sister Agnes said with the tone of someone trying to sound amused while not fully succeeding. Apparently, there is a spirit of a guy named Matthias Greer, who actually was the professional organist who liked playing church music, like say the creepy sound. But anyway, I have never heard the organ music playing, like the church stuff, because I'm not really into, going to church that much because, I have a lot of stuff going on. Well, my parents have been working during weekends, so that's why. So anyway, this week I have a lot of stuff to do, like clean the house, maybe laundry done. It depends, but still, I gotta clean a lot of shit. Floors need to be taken care of. Dishes needs to be done. Maybe the house needs to be dusted or something like that. I got to vacuum up our inside of the dryer. I bought the dryer vent cleaner. It's like a hose, but it can fit into an actual vacuum. If you want to keep your dryer cleaned, you got to make sure you suck all the lint from the dryer, like the dust that gets clogged inside. So this is the reason why we need it. So I got a lot of stuff to do. That's why I don't go to church, because my husband, well, he usually does it, but I usually stay at home mom. I take care of the cat and everything else. So I'm just not really a church person, because when I was an infant, my parents never took me to church because we weren't, allowed before 1990s. So I was never baptized, and women were not even allowed to go to church. So that's just how it is for everyone. But now everyone goes to church because of the rules were changed and everything changed. But I don't really do churches. I mean, I do believe in God in my own way. I just don't like to talk about it. Clearly, I'm just not really into that. So, anyway, I hope you guys are still listening to the story all about the organist in the balcony. I hope it makes any sense to you all because, well, I'm still, you know, trying to figure out all the stories about this, about everything. So, but anyway, let's continue on the story. So, Simon did not believe in offended ghosts any more than he believed organs had morality, but he did believe in patterns. Over the next month, he noticed them everywhere. Stops he had left drawn were reset to more appropriate combinations. Music books opened to the exact page he needed before he reached for them. Once, after muttering aloud that the current choir director took a hymn too slowly, Simon returned from the sacristy, whatever it's called, to find the metronome on the organ shelf, ticking briskly at the tempo he had argued for. It should not have been wound. It certainly should not have been ticking. The loft itself began to feel occupied in the old-fashioned sense, not haunted by malice, but shared by someone whose standards had survived death. Simon disliked this less than he wanted to admit. Things changed from curious to undeniable during the storm rehearsal. The choir had left early because lightning knocked power briefly through the neighborhood, and only Simon remained in the loft, finishing a final tune-up while dusk turned the nave below blue and gray. Then a chord sounded beneath his hands, not from random pipes, but a full registration, rich and solemn, filling the church with a progression too intentional to ignore. Simon spun around. The manuals were depressed under invisible weight. Pedal tones joined, then a second voice entered above the melody, shaping a line he recognized after a stunned second as one of Matthias Greer's published arrangements. In the reflection of the darkened balcony glass, Simon saw a man seated at the bench wearing a black coat cut in an older style, shoulders angled slightly, left the way some organists compensate for a bad knee. The figure did not turn. He only played, and the church below seemed to lean upward to listen. When the piece ended, Simon realized his own hands were shaking. The figure remained at the bench in reflection only, not directly visible in the loft itself. Matthias? Simon asked before deciding whether he wanted an answer. The reflected man inclined his head the smallest amount. Then one hand lifted from the keyboard and pointed toward the swell box controls. Beside the bench, Simon moving more from obedience than bravery, adjusted them. The reflection nodded once. What followed was not communication in any ordinary sense, but instruction. Phrases demonstrated, registrations indicated, timings corrected by the ghostly replaying of passages Simon had not yet fully mastered. It lasted nearly 20 minutes. By the end, Simon understood the console in a way months of manuals and diagrams had not taught him. He also understood with humiliating clarity that Matthias Greer was a better teacher dead than several choir masters Simon had known living. Wow. I think somehow Matthias is trying to teach Simon the correct music and whatever he was trying to do. But I think Matthias is trying to help Simon to get whatever he needed or something like that. He was just trying to figure out what the tones and the tunes of the music. I would probably, I don't know, investigate it, but I would probably not listen to music like that because I normally don't. I never actually listened to worship songs. I used to, but then I just quit listening. I got bored. So, but I still pray to God, and, only if I need, like, I don't know, whatever I need. But I pray in silence without me actually saying it out loud. But I still pray for my friends to God. But, but I don't go to church. There's no way in hell I'll ever go back to church because I have other stuff to do. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I like being a stay-at-home mom, and I still can work from home. So I am the influencer, like I'm a podcaster. I choose to do this job from home is because I want to be closer to my husband and to our little kitty. She loves the attention, so I take care of her. If my husband needs help, I'll help him take care of our cat. If he can't clean the litter box, if he can't, like, change the litter, I can help him. By the way, did you get the deodorizer?
I got some more litter today.
Did you get the deodorizer?
I think so. I got the Gain one, so she's good.
The deodorizer?
I think so, yeah.
Well, I can help you scoop it up.
Well, I'll clean it this weekend, babe.
I can help too.
Okay.
I can scoop it up.
Sure.
So, anyway, this is what I do. When my husband works, I help him take care of that problem with, our cat stuff. I feed our cat. Her new feeding time is around 40 minutes after 5 o'clock in the evening. So anyway, but yeah, we go for a walk after he gets off work at 4:30. Every month on the 1st, I, pay my phone bill. As always, he does the same thing on day number 8. So Um, every month on the 8th, he has to pay his phone bill. For me, I always do it on the 1st. And every week we have to pay for our washer and dryer. So when our year is fully done, we get to keep our washer and dryer. Like I said, I do laundry. I help my husband I help him with a lot of stuff. Depends. So anyway, let's continue on the story. We are in 30 minutes now. So let's continue on the story. We're almost done here. I hope you guys listening very carefully, and I hope this makes any sense to you all. The church's music improved after that, though Simon told no one why. Sister Agnes noticed immediately that the organ sounded less polite and more truthful. The choir director found anonymous pencil note in the score margins suggesting improved entrances. Well, on one Sunday during the postlude, whatever that's called, postlude, an elderly parishioner began weeping in the front pew because the organ sounded like it used to. When Matthias still prayed through it, Simon almost resented that sentence for how exactly it captured the change. He started leaving a clean cloth on the bench after practice and speaking aloud before locking the loft. What had been repaired, what still stuck, what needed patience on a cold December evening. He found resting on the closed keyboard cover an old brass watch key no one claimed but which fit perfectly into the tiny mechanism controlling the loft's antique wall clock. He took that as permission rather than warning. Years later, after Simon's contract at St. Bartholomew's ended, he returned once for a Christmas service and stood in the rear of the sanctuary while the new organist played. The music was competent, reverent, and slightly too cautious at the final hymn. Somewhere high above, a second line entered, just a breath behind the played melody. Fuller and firmer than the living hands alone were producing. Several heads in the congregation lifted instinctively toward the balcony. Simon smiled without looking up. Some musicians cannot bear missed notes. Others cannot bear silence where praise should continue. Matthias, it seemed, belonged to the second kind. The loft remained his in the way great responsibility sometimes remains long after employment, breath, and heartbeat have gone. This is so sad about a man named Matthias Greer who passed away at the church next to his organ. Not the town called Oregon, but the um, the music player organ, not the actual town. So anyway, if you guys think that Matthias did the right thing, let me know in the comments and let me know what you guys think. So we'll do the questions and answers. So like right now. So all right, guys, we have some questions and answers after the story. Let me know what you guys think about the story. Do you think this might be the saddest story you have ever heard tonight? And it's almost 9 o'clock, so I got stuff to do anyway. I gotta have some dinner and then get ready for tomorrow. So anyway, let's get started on the questions. We have 10 questions, including 10 answers. I hope you guys are participating on this. Let me know if you guys have any opinions. So let's get started. Would you have kept working in the organ loft after the first invisible scale? Well, maybe. I mean, if I were Simon, yeah, I probably would. I would probably try to communicate with him through music, But I never learned how to play piano, so. I mean, I took music lessons, but only with the singing, but never playing the actual instruments. So I just prefer singing. That's what I like to do. So let me know if you think this might make any sense to you all. And I don't mind if you guys join me on live stream through the videos if you can. I don't mind. So I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about the story. So let's go to number 2. Do you think Matthias stayed out of ego, devotion, or discipline?
Discipline.
It's probably. Well, you heard my husband. He says discipline. So let me know in the comments if you think it's discipline or devotion. Let me know. If I were Matthias, I would probably try and correct the organist, like the new organist or something like that. I probably would if I had any knowledge of it. But if I were him, I would definitely help the new guy with the organ instrument or something. But if I were Simon, I would take the advice and I would listen to the original organist named Matthias. I mean, I probably heard that name several times, probably. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll probably do some searches if we choose to, but even though I'm probably never going to search through all these articles about real life events of the story. So any story that I have been reading for 1 year. So anyway, let's go to number 2. Actually, number 3. What is more unsettling notes appearing in unfamiliar handwriting or seeing the reflected organist? Well, to me is the reflected organist, but the handwriting, it's a little more situaty kind of thing. But what do you think, honey?
Probably organist.
Seeing the spirit of the organist?
Yes.
I agree. So, if I ever saw this organist player, I would probably be very happy about it. And maybe I could ask some questions, try to get some answers. I would probably try to figure out how to help him move on with the afterlife, maybe help him play the correct notes, the tunes, the melody, that sort of thing. I would probably help him complete the mission or something, even in death. That's exactly what I would do. So, but let me know in the comments if you think that Simon would have done the same thing if he ever communicated with Matthias Greer. And yes, that's actually the organist's name, Matthias Greer. You can look it up on Google search, and it's actually spelled Matthias, Matthias. And his last name is Greer, which is Greer. That's how you spell it. So it's Matthias, Matthias Greer. So you can find him probably on any article on Google search or something like that. He must have been a real person. So if I ever met Matthias, I would probably give him a smile, maybe a little wave or something like that, kind of like this. I probably would. But if he wants to tell me something, I would definitely notice him. So I think Simon somehow noticed him. This is what Matthias wanted all along, to be noticed. And he wanted to be remembered when he was the organist. So Matthias has been dead for many years, perhaps. We don't know what year he had passed away, but we'll have to find out. I'll have to I don't know, go on Google search, or I can ask Siri about Matthias Greer. Like, what year was he born from? How old was he? What town was he from? What year did he pass away? That sort of thing. But I probably would have. So let's go to number 4. We're almost done here. Why do churches and music create such strong haunting atmospheres? The reason why is because the memories of the original people and places. Like Matthias, he just wanted to create some memories and be remembered. He wanted people to notice him and his music from the church, and he wanted people to remember what was like to be in a church, and he wanted people to listen to his organ playing. So if I were him, I would want to be remembered. I would try to get someone to notice me. So Matthias finally got to be noticed, and this is what he was asking for. So People used to go to church all the time and listen to his organ playing. They like clapped all the time, sang songs of the Bible thing.
My church is doing a Father's Day breakfast this Sunday.
Exactly. So my husband is going to church this Sunday, and what they're doing is Father's Day breakfast thing. They do this every year in June.
And the women get a heart-shaped cookie with frosting.
Exactly. My husband is going to get me chocolate shake from
Culver's, but that's when we have our event next month.
True.
So you have to wait till July for your shake.
Aren't you doing a Father's Day thing this Sunday?
We're having biscuits and gravy. You don't like biscuits and gravy.
No, but you could get me something else. Like, I don't know, chocolate shake from Culver's.
Sure.
Or you could get me some ice cream.
I could.
Or whatever. We could go out to lunch.
Maybe.
Anytime. So, but yes. But if I were Simon, I would definitely try and help Matthias move on. He doesn't have to be at the church anymore. It doesn't belong to him anymore. So he's free. He doesn't need to be trapped anymore. So he's, free to go to heaven, find someone that he once loved or whatever, play his organ in heaven, that sort of thing. That's exactly what I would have told him. If I were Simon, I would literally help him move on. Okay, so let's go to number 5. We've got 5 questions left before I sign off. We're almost done here. Then I gotta go get dinner and get ready for tomorrow. So, anyway. Would you accept instruction from a ghost if it improved your work? I would definitely do that, yes. If I was Simon, I would definitely smile and say, of course, I would love to take the instructions. I would learn a lot from Matthias. I would definitely would. If I were Simon. Here's a question again for you, babe.
Okay.
Would you accept instruction from a ghost if it improved your work?
Yes.
We all would. So, let me know in the comments who are watching my show right now. Would you ever accept instruction from a ghost if it improved your work? Let me know what you guys think. Would you ever accept it or would you reject it? Let me know in the comments down below. Was Matthias haunting the organ, the loft, or the act of worship itself? That's a good question, you guys. Sorry about that, guys. I feel like there's something inside my throat. So I think that it's the worship itself. He's not haunting the place. He just wants to people recognize his instrument of the organ playing. So he just wanted to finish what he started before his passing. I probably I would help him out if I were at that church. I would help him so he won't feel lonely or so he won't haunt the place. I would complete his mission. But, I would definitely help him. So, play the organ, complete the song, and then he can just move on in the afterlife, that sort of thing. Okay, let's go to number 7. Do you believe artistic standards can outlast a person? I think so, yeah, maybe. But I think the standards of the artistic would be like cheating death or whatever, or any other outlasts. It can, like, I don't know, find a way to I don't know. I don't have any words for that. So, um, here's a question for you, Chris.
Okay.
Do you believe artistic standards can outlast a person?
Yes.
We have our answer. It does. Yes, it can. So, um, I wish I had a lot of knowledge to this and better answers for you guys. So, it probably could, yes. All right, we've got 3 questions before I sign off and get myself some food before I, get cleaned up. So, what detail felt most real to you in this story? Well, my favorite part of this story is when Simon started seeing ghosts on the top of the loft, like seeing the reflection or something, or whatever, like trying to communicate with Matthias, for instance. That is my favorite part. What's your favorite part of this story? Let me know in the comments down below right here on YouTube. And do you think it's relatable? What's your favorite part, babe?
All the parts of the story.
Okay, that's cool. I think for me, it was the part where Simon decided to notice the dead, hearing the organs playing, all the corrections, and seeing the reflection of a dead man who died on the top loft next to his organ instrument. Okay, we have 2 questions left. Is a demanding ghost less frightening than a sorrowful one? Well, maybe, but sorrowful one, it can be like more sad and scary sometimes, but for me, it's actually more sad than demanding. It's like the spirits can like take control of anything, or just being dramatic or whatever, more demanding, like high maintenance, that sort of way. But if the spirit's very sorrowful, which means they're sad that they can't move on, can't complete their mission, or like can't complete their song, so, or be recognized, that sort of thing. That's what sorrowful one is. Frightening, whole lot different situation. Okay, guys, we are in the last question before I go off. If a dead musician corrected your tempo, would you follow it? Of course, yes.
Yes, I would.
We all probably do that, yes. I mean, if I ever sing a spirit correcting the notes and the tunes and the melody of it, the tempo thing, I would definitely listen to the spirit and follow it. I would try my best to get where I want it to be, especially with all the tempos, all the music sheets, the notes, and everything. Try my best, try to be very perfect of the organ playing thing. So, all right, guys, we are out of time. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Our next episode is going to be the child at the window seat. That's the new story we're doing tomorrow night, same time as 8 p.m. It's already 12 minutes after 9. I'm going to go get my dinner and then get ready. So have a wonderful night, and thank you again. The guys who were at my house this morning, Nebraska Furniture Mart people, thank you for subscribing. You guys can share it with everyone. And don't forget to click the like button and subscribe as well. You can get the notifications if you click that bell. So anyway, thank you and have a wonderful night. Stay safe. And may God bless you all and have fun. So happy early Father's Day to you all. And just thanks for watching. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And see you on tomorrow's Ghosting with Anya on YouTube. Bye.
Bye. How many minutes?